Good morning, everybody. Oh my goodness, it's not good morning. It's good evening. It's 8 o'clock in the evening. At least it is uh, in Pacific time. I think on the East Coast, 8, 9, 10. It's 11 o'clock. Aha. So, wherever you are, say hi to Lauren and Patty. Oh, yes. Well, morning, evening, it's close. It's sometime during the day or evening. It's part of the 24 hours. That is Monday? Yes, it is. And it's time for Merle's Pearls. Merle's Pearls of Wisdom. Yes, I have been married over 50 years. I know it's unbelievable. And I've been married to the same man for over 50 years. That's that's incredible to me as well, because I want to tell you something. Being married isn't just a state of being, it's kind of a job. You really have to. This is not my topic for the evening. I don't know how I got into this, but it really takes an effort to live with any other person, because we all know that, yes, even I'm a pain in the neck to myself, but clearly everybody else is a pain in the neck at least some of the time. So it takes effort to live with somebody else. And for over 50 years, we're amazing because we are each imperfect. We are each imperfect spouses, and yet we manage. Uh, but my topic for the evening is fear of public speaking. Everybody is happy to say, oh my God, I'm so afraid of speaking in public. Nobody minds saying that, but do you think maybe it's a mask? It hides something else, which is a fear of speaking, period, a fear of communicating and revealing yourself to just about anybody else. Wow. Now, that was just something that came to my mind sometime over the weekend, because it's such obvious that everybody's afraid to speak out in public. You don't want to make a fool of yourself. But fact of the matter is, really, I joined Toastmasters, which is a organization for communication and leadership, and to gives you practice speaking out in public. But I didn't join because I wanted to speak better in public. I had already been a teacher, so I was comfortable actually in front of at least a group of kids. And so it wasn't that really. At that time, I was selling life insurance and disability and business insurance, buy sell agreements and things like that. So I was dealing with small businessmen. And small businessmen uh, are an interesting breed of people. They have something special that enables them to go into business on their own and to take those chances rather than to just be an employee for somebody else. So that takes guts. And whatever it is that gives them the guts to do it, also gives them the self-assuredness to say, you don't know what you're talking about. Really, if you do a buy-sell, it should be this way. And they would say such things with such authority that you would assume that he knows what he's talking about. But what I found out as a fledgling salesperson at the time was that no matter how sure you are of what you're saying, no matter how much you shout it or how much you insist that you're right, it doesn't make you right. But as a salesperson, I really wasn't. It was new to the insurance and the business insurance aspect of things. I didn't know enough to be able to push back and say, hey, this is how it is, and that's how it is. And oh, I know you're very sure of it, but I'm very sure you're wrong. And being able to say that is really what I wanted to get out of Toastmasters and public speaking. The fact that I got into public speaking, it was just an afterthought. So it dawns on me that sometimes people say they're afraid of public speaking because it's easily acceptable, but it doesn't mean that and I'm not saying that it isn't true. It's just not at the root of things. Really, I think the root of things is that we have to have a strong enough self-image, a belief of our own self-worth, and then we have to practice and research and know our topic well enough to answer somebody that thinks that they know everything. And being able to push back in that situation isn't always easy. It's not easy whether you're a man or a woman. I think, though, at least if you figure out how old I am, if I've been married 50 years, so let's say I said over 50 years, so I'm at least 51. And in the old days, it was even harder for women. I think it still is more difficult for women to be listened to be accepted as authority. Not all the time. Things are way so much better. But still, you have to create in yourself a sense of self-confidence that is so strong that it is a counterbalance to a prospect that thinks he knows that what he knows is right. It's like a seesaw. If you're going to get on a seesaw with somebody that's really sure of what he thinks, you better be more sure of what you think. Now, what you can do, and a lot of time insurance people do, is they bring along their specialized authority. Now, I know how to talk to people. I'm a salesperson, but this is a guy that knows all the numbers and can answer every question you have and can tell you, as I have been telling you, that what you're doing for your business is not right. And it will be a shame because you've been phenomenal to be able to create a business. So why not learn how to protect the business that you're so smart to create? So those are some of the things that I dealt with, which wasn't due to a fear of public speaking. It was a fear of speaking to a certain kind of personality. Other people, I think, are sometimes in a marriage. They're afraid of dealing with things that they're worried about. That they're worried about somebody's cheating, that they're worried about somebody's just lost interest in them and saying, hey, you don't like to have sex with me anymore. What's going on? They don't say anything. And what if they do? They say it to somebody else. So it's not a fear of public speaking I fear, although it's probably true with some people, but I think that it often is a mask or a symptom of the fear of talking to anybody and saying your deeper feelings or what you really believe. And that, of course, comes from a lack of self-confidence and possibly a lack of self-worth. So if you're going to deal with it and you really care about it, then just start at the bottom of the well. Start at that deep part inside of you, and you can, that's something I can help you with. That's something a lot of people can help you with. But understand that you need to have that self-confidence within yourself. And then the speaking, whether it's public speaking or not, you'll be able to deal with it. If it's a personal situation in a relationship, or with your kids or your parents, or in business, you need to be able to say, well, I think you think I shouldn't be telling you what you need to be able to say, but it's very helpful if you're feeling that you know what you're talking about, and that you deserve to be heard, and that if you speak up, even though it's different from what other people say, that they will listen to you. And frankly, in today's environment, it becomes more of an issue because there's a lot of name calling back and forth. And I think that that's unfortunate. I think if we people, and I include you all for listening here, if we people care enough about having the ability to speak publicly and to speak to personally, then let us learn to do it with care and loving and compassion, and set limits. I think it's important to set your limits. It's important to say, yes, I know you don't believe that this is what the case is, but here are facts that show that this is what the case is. Or this is, you have one opinion. Sometimes it is a matter of opinion. So, yes, it's helpful if, rather than always keeping stuff to yourself, you have to assess the situation. And it depends on what you're keeping to yourself. But be aware that you have value, you have something to say, and if you say it respectfully, respecting the other person and their opinion, then opinions can be different, have differences, but facts are facts. And when you have facts that you can show people, then show the people the facts and say it with authority and a sense of authority. I can't think of another word that says it as clearly as that. And if you do that, and you do it with compassion and caring, but I know what I'm talking about, you can handle public speaking, in case you were worried. If you can do that personally, privately, on a one-to-one basis with the people that are important to you, like people at work or people at home, and you're able to do that, then you're ahead of the game. And maybe you should go out there and public speak and explain how you're able to do that, because we need as many people to share the ability to communicate authoritatively and compassionately. And that's my pearl of wisdom for the evening. So hello, Anita. So that's my word of wisdom. I want to say a couple of things, though, before you go. Of course, every Monday morning, it's Monday Morning with Merle and Patty. Patty and I have a fun repartee and talk about relationship issues. Tomorrow at 1:15, I'm going to be talking on business talk live 1. Check on my social media. I have all the information, and go and listen. And really, I'm going to give out a free session for somebody that listens to that, gets the key word that I'm going to say just on that interview. And if you email me and let me know that word, I will then give you a free session. So go to Business Talk Live 1. check my social media to find out, get the link, and listen to me tomorrow. It'll be fun. It'll be an interview, and I'm looking forward to it, and I hope I see some of my friends there. Other than that, have a fabulous week. I hope you've digested most of your turkey by now, and I will see you next Monday evening. And buy my book. Oh yes, buy my book. My book is around here somewhere. And thank you, Speakers Bureau, for getting a Lifetime Achievement Award. That's nice too. That's it. Bye, everybody.